Start your journey today by liking, subscribing, and sharing our YouTube channel, KnowledgeWell Media, or by going to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site and perusing over the available content and information. Also by submitting your email at the bottom of the Square site page in the Stay in the Loop section to receive priority information, specials, and other insider details. Or by signing up for a 1-hour consultation to tailor your specific educational needs in beginning your journey. You may do so at the aforementioned Square site, once again at knowledgewell-media.square.site. Here are a few other items in demand on our Square site. The Person Defined series, a 9-part video lecture series, comprehensively outlining the scheme to artfully deceive mankind into trading away his birthright, his natural liberties, and inherent rights. Pre-orders for The Yellow Bricks of Emerald, the first edition, offered presently as an ebook only. This book comprehensively uncovers the legal schemes, past, present, and future, of the elite powers and the U.S., subjecting American citizens to servitude and allegiance due to their own ignorance. The KnowledgeWell Video Lecture Series Trust Course, a comprehensive lecture series educating on the history, effects, and administration of the wealth-preserving, asset-protecting, private commercial entity known as a trust. Plus, we have our very own template and instructions to help you set up yours. And, coming soon, our apparel and product store for all things KnowledgeWell, including shirts, hats, jackets, cups, bumper stickers, and more. For all this and much, much more, as well as for any questions or comments, email to knowledgewell4u@gmail.com or go to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site. And now, you've been made free. What are you going to do with it? All right. What's going on with you, puppy loves? So glad that you are here. Let's do this one more again. Not struggling with a little, it's gonna be like that tonight. But had to make sure I'm here. I like to keep my word. It is Wednesday night live. It is 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, my time. So lots to talk about. Let somebody else know that we are live right now here at KnowledgeWell Media. Make sure that you also hit that thumbs up button as you come on in. I'm here to do it for you, here to put it in. I'm not going to disappoint as usual. Really appreciate. Let me just pull
for a beverage because it's been a long day. As you know, I took that job. I had to take the job, first shift job, and I got to be up at 3 in the morning, and I haven't stopped going yet. And so, hopefully you appreciate it. I'm putting it in for you, working hard, 10-hour days. Got to be back at it tomorrow, 3 a.m. So I won't be on here long. I won't keep you long. I do want to, however, give honor to where honor is due. I want to give a shout out to Kelsey. And forgive me if I butcher your last name. Ifidora. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Forgive me for butchering your name, but I want to welcome you to the KnowledgeWell media family, the KnowledgeWellians. He became a year subscriber over at our Patreon. Welcome to you. Cheers to you. Appreciate you. He snuck in the back door and, you just threw support at me. I don't know you from Adam, but I see that you take your education seriously. And I want to say from myself and my family, or my family and myself, thank you. Thank you for showing appreciation and love for what it is that we do, the hard work that we put in here. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much, Kelsey. You are more than welcome here. Also want to shout out my ever faithful and loyal Patreon subscribers, starting with Chris Sean. Thank you. You've been with us for quite a while. You've been keeping me going, showing support through finances and over at our Patreon, a true KnowledgeWellian. Reynold Archer, you've been here from day one. I really appreciate you for being here. Troy, thank you for your support and being a faithful Patreon subscriber. Christine R. Caton, I want to also take the time to thank you. TC, I want to thank you for being a faithful Patreon subscriber and always sticking in there. You guys are and gals have ridden with me and always held my hand up when I felt like giving up. You all are the ones that keep me going. And I just want to say a special shout out to you, my Patreon subscribers. And last, but certainly not least, I want to give a mad shout out to Pluto Prospects out in Colorado. My boy Trey, who has been with me since day one and has definitely kept KnowledgeWell going. He runs Pluto Basketball or Pluto Prospects out in Colorado, a basketball camp. He's very successful. He's a lovely brother and he has a beautiful family. And I just want to say again, thank you all for your support. It's because of you that I'm even here doing what I'm doing today. Okay, when I felt like giving up. All right, so I wanted to do that. I should do that more and show my appreciation for those who have ridden with me this whole trip. All right, with that being said, I want to invite you all over to Patreon to help support what it is we do here. I can assure you, with the new job and everything like that, I am winded. I am tired. But I always want to follow through on my word. And I would strongly encourage you to support. I strongly would encourage you to support. There's not enough of that for the content that we put out. Scrolling across the bottom of the screen is the $ AmericanConsulate. This is our Cash App, where you can show your love, your support through finances. Excuse me. I'm gonna, you're gonna have to deal with it. I'm all clogged up right now. We're gonna make it through it. Our KnowledgeWell for you at gmail.com. That's how you can contact us for consultations and what have you. I assure you, you don't want to miss tonight. Again, we are going to set the record straight on misinformation, disinformation, going to trust, and these gurus and what have you that are out here teaching trust. I'm going to show you what has taken place, by misinformation. I warned that they were going to start coming down on these processes and what have you, and you're going to see tonight that I meant what I said, and it's now starting to happen, and it has been happening. You just haven't heard about it, but I'm going to show it to you tonight. The topic tonight is top secret, what Trump said. I'm going to do some revelation there, hopefully to keep the most of you who are hungry for right knowledge from being injured and hurt by those who are peddling false information. Now, when I say that, I'm not saying that they're intentionally trying to hurt you. Okay, that's not my claim. Not everybody. But nonetheless, when the U.S. Marshals and the Department of Justice come knocking at your door, is that going to matter whether they were trying to hurt you? All right, so pay attention tonight. This is a very important show tonight. Okay, be warned. Pay attention and let somebody else know, your favorite guru, your mommy, your daddy, them, that have jumped off into this so-called freedom movement. You might want to tell them to tune into this one. Anybody that you care about, generally love and care about, you might want to tell them to tune into this. So you got a few more minutes to tell them to get on in here. You don't want to miss this one. Okay, we're going to set the record straight. All right. Also, at our Square site, that's where you can go to purchase our brand items here produced by BB Productions. We'll talk more about BB Productions a little bit later. Perhaps she will join us. We'll see, and we'll tap her for some financial information that will go along with this discussion we're going to be talking about in trust today. We'll see if she can shake loose in order to give us some information. So it's the Square site is where you can go though to get all of our products, cups, mugs, lots of different things that you can purchase to support us here. It's another way that you can support us and also gain a gift or something or not a gift, but an item, okay, for your collection or what have you to show your support. All right, so there is our Patreon there, patreon.com/KnowledgeWell for you. All right, I would strongly encourage you to go on over there and join. This is where you can take advantage of exclusive content that we do not put in the public. Okay, we are going to again start phasing over more into the private. We started doing that and then we came back out. I got excited. I love to share. I love to help people, and it's hard to keep things to myself when I want to do the most for people out there. And I was supposed to cut this off the public, and I was supposed to go exclusively private. And my spirit just wasn't with it. The team was telling me it's time just to go exclusively private, and I just couldn't do it. How many of y'all like that? You just can't say no because you're not built that way. But I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna move on. All right. So as usual, nothing that you hear tonight or nothing that you see here is intended to be legal advice. This is for educational purposes only. And if you do need legal advice, I would strongly encourage you to seek yourself a competent attorney. All right. And please be advised. Okay. Also, I'm claiming fair use on the videos I'm going to show. I'll scroll that across the bottom here. I'll do that now so I don't forget. So that'll just be scrolling there. I really need your support. I need that boost of morale from you all, to donate those finances. I'm really putting it in. I'm working hard. I'm burning myself out. So I've never been so inundated with germs and all, like I used to, I never got really sick. Maybe once a year. And lately I've just been do. So I know I'm burning myself out. I'm doing a lot. I'm doing the most, as they say. And so I could really use your support. With that being said, let me see who's all here in the comment section. BB Productions is in the house saying greetings to the famo. Okay, 777. Oh, I need those more than ever. Terry Camp is here. Greetings, everyone. Thank you for being here, Terry. Always a pleasure to have you here. Who else is in the building? Terry Camp gives me my 777s. All right. I'm feeling a little bit stronger here. Okay. Kay Matthews is in the building, says good evening to the famo. All right. Know thyself, 777. I feel myself getting stronger. Kay Matthews says 777. Oh, uh-oh. Watch out now, y'all. Watch out. All right. All right. All right. K. Matthews says close. All right. K. Matthews, that is me, Kelsey Matthews. All right. That's you? Wait a minute. Oh, okay. So you use a different last name there? That's you? Hey, Kelsey, thank you very much. Thank you. From the top and the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate that. And welcome to the family. Good. Okay. Your support is very much appreciated. Yep. Welcome to the Patreon family. Philip Maslin. Hello all. Glad to catch this live. Welcome, Philip. You are more than welcome. Pull up a chair. Grab yourself a little something to sip on. We're going to get hot this evening. Those 777s are hitting my comment section, and my KnowledgeWellians, they know what it does. I'm gonna hit it real fast, real diligent, real thorough, and then I gotta go. I gotta be up at 3 in the morning. All right, put in at 10. But welcome, Phil. Thank you for being here. Okay, all right. BB Productions is doing a great job of putting all of the links in the comment section. Okay. Can you judge a book by its cover? All right. Welcome. That's quite a name, quite a title. Welcome. Thank you. Okay. Greetings to you. Okay. All right. Trying to just, all right. Here, courtesy of the Wolf, Greg G. Welcome back. Thank you for being faithful, for coming back through. You're more than welcome. Pull up a chair and grab yourself something to drink and something to snack on. Greetings, Mrs. Bell. Where have you been? Haven't seen you in a while. Greetings and salutations to you as well. Thank you for being here. All right. Okay, Philip Maslin, James C. Lovett shouts you out. Had to check it. Okay. Shouts me out. Okay. Thank you very much, Philip. Thank you for that. All righty. All right. K. Matthews. Yes. Okay. All right. I think we're ready to go. Y'all ready to go? All right. Again, very important show. I need you all to pay attention to this. We got to set the record straight. People are getting hurt, and I'm going to show you a demonstration. Okay. This was not that long ago, but we need to pay attention to what is going on. All right. I don't want to see anybody get hurt by disinformation, misinformation. So I have taken it upon myself here at KnowledgeWell Media to dispel the myths, urban legends, theories, sovereign citizen theories, et cetera. All right. I'm not saying again that everybody is intending to hurt you intentionally, but nonetheless, people are getting hurt. So we need to fix this and put that truth out there. And again, I can't put everything in the public, but you're more than welcome to come on over to our Patreon, take advantage of our inside information. Okay. So how shall we begin? Let's start off with the, let's start off with this notice from the Office of the United States Attorney, Northern District of West Virginia. And again, we're going to be talking about trusts here in a moment. Okay. And then I'm going to tell you what Trump told us. Okay. All right, let's share the screen. Let's get cracking. Yeah, let's do that. All right. Pay attention. Warning. Goes out before destruction. That's what the scripture says. So I want you to pay attention. As the old elementary teacher used to say, put your thinking caps on. All right, well, let's do this. Testing 1, 2. Hopefully the sound is all good. As you can see here, I am at the justice.gov archive, Northern District of West Virginia. This is the United States Attorney's Office, Department of Justice. You can see, all right, let me see, maybe I don't want to do that. Can y'all see? Excuse me, sorry about that. I don't know what, that might, well, hopefully you can make that out. There we go. All right, so here, September 2nd, 2009, for immediate release. Yeah, we want this out in the public, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Here we go. Morgantown resident sentenced to how long? 5 years. 5 years. Conspiring to defraud the Internal Revenue Service. Clarksburg, West Virginia, a 59-year-old Morgantown, West Virginia resident was sentenced on August 31st, 2009 in United States District Court in Clarksburg by Judge Irene M. Keeley. United States Attorney Sharon L. Potter announced that Booker T. Walton was sentenced to 60 months imprisonment to be followed by 3 years of supervised release. Walton entered a plea of guilty on March 2nd, 2009 to 1 count of an indictment charging him with a conspiracy to defraud the Internal Revenue Service from November 1994 through October 20th, 2003. Walton, who owned and operated Walton and Associates Financial Services in Morgantown, here it is, promoted and established alleged trust systems for clients. Counseling and advising such clients on the use of the, quote, trusts, unquote, in such a manner to, listen, unlawfully divert and substantially understate taxable income, and thus evade assessment and payment of income taxes. Okay? Evidence presented at the plea hearing showed that Walton sold Aegis trust packages to various clients in the Northern District of West Virginia, despite the appearance that these trust entities were independent as required by law. In each of the Aegis systems promoted by Walton, the clients, taxpayers, they're labeled. They're labeled. They're already deemed taxpayers. Retained use, management, and control of the funds purportedly placed in the various trusts and bank accounts. That's a no-no. How many times have I taught on the conflation and commingling of trust funds? Moving on. The system funneled monies through various bank accounts in nominee names in order to conceal income and the payment of taxes. Specifically, the typical aegis client was a business owner operating in a corporate form. So you went and they told you, the individual sold you a trust, told you go start a corporation. So you're a business owner because you got an EIN number. You got a business name. You formed an LLC, et cetera, right? So specifically, once again, the typical aegis client was a business owner operating in a corporate form who diverted. So these business owners were told to do this, divert those corporate funds disguised as management or consulting fees. So they took the income or the revenue that came into their business, right? And they tried to pass it off to a management or a management disguised as management, right? One of the officers or whatever of, the managers, and build the business or the corporation consulting fees. So they were trying to hide it. You see what I'm saying? Okay. The diverted funds were deposited, transferred into bank accounts established in the names of various trusts. So they were siphoning it from the corporation and putting that money that was supposed to be for management to pay management and to pay consulting fees. They were taking the revenue of that corporation and putting it into various trusts that they had established because somebody told them that if you put it in the trust, you don't have to worry about it because they're foreign or they can't tax it or something to that effect. Disinformation. Watch this. And look, personal expenditures were made by the issuance of checks drawn on the trust bank accounts. The trust is its own entity. You can't have checks written, personal checks written to drawn on that account for you. You're stealing from the business, or you're stealing from the trust. Don't forget, the trust is a registered trust, a statutory trust, et cetera, registered with the state, has an EIN, blah, 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 is considered its own person in law. If I have my own account, right, and you go, I'm a separate person from you, and you go start dipping into my account, I'm a separate person from you, that's illegal. The trust is a person in law. You can't just be taking. Listen, the promoters of these trusts, there was more than one, sound like a bunch of them, they had a ring going, such as Walton, claimed that the client could, listen, quote, control everything, but own nothing. You see how people be giving us a bad name? Now they got an excuse, just like the whole sovereign citizen thing. Now they got an excuse to vilify anybody that is perceived or even sounds remotely like that theory of the sovereign citizen. You see how it tarnishes when people are disenfranchised through disinformation. It gives us all a black eye because they don't know what they're doing. They're not doing their research. They just heard some guru talking about it and they were quick, fast on the draw and said, "Ooh, I'm going to make some money too." I'm just going to tell people that they can get this and this is what can happen. They can be tax free. They can be foreign to the United States. You ain't got to pay nothing. You ain't got to owe nothing. I'm just going to put it out there. I'm going to put me a channel up and I'm going to get 50,000 subscribers and I'm going to have a paycheck. I don't care. I'm just doing business. You see what I'm saying? They stole the saying from the man who established the first trust in the United States in 1882 with the Standard Oil Company. They took his saying and tried to apply it like they know. Man, if I told y'all the history of how Rockefeller did it, don't forget, okay, you better do your research. Okay? You better do your research. In 1882, look it up, Standard Oil Company. Look what Rockefeller, look how he got in. You can't do like Rockefeller did now. When Rockefeller did his thing in 1882, it only lasted for a short time because the American people started to complain because he had cornered the market. He had participated in anti-competitive type business strategies through the trust. See, there was no regulation at that time. He was very sharp, very intellectual, and he used it to his advantage. He wrote the book on it and popped billions of dollars within a short amount of time. And then the regulations came and they broke it down and divided it up. But he got his billions and trillions and got out. And now everybody trying to do what he did. You can't do exactly what he did to get his billions. You can use some of the principles and procedures, but now regulation is there because of the Anti-Sherman Act and the Clayton Act. See, he got in, stacked it, I think 8 years or something like that. He got in and pop. Became the wealthiest man ever to live. Ain't nobody else gonna touch that. Railroads, oil companies, all of that. He got percentage ownership in all of that. Today, ain't nobody gonna touch that. Ain't nobody gonna touch that. Ain't nobody gonna touch that. So anyways, my point is that you can't get it like he got it because now there's heavy regulation to keep you from forming monopolies. There's heavy regulation on you now. See, that's how the wealthy do it. That's what this game was all about. Strategy. Get yours, hurry up, get yours and get out. Because then the government's going to come and shut the door. You only got a short window, a small window, I should say, to get in. You want to be the first at this thing. Innovative mind. Elon Musk, innovative mind. You want to beat regulation. You want the secret to the game. Do what he did. However, you're gonna have to find a new game. You can't do because they caught up to him and they shut it down to a certain extent. He still owned like quarter percentage shares in all these different businesses, whatever. So it was just diversified now. They broke it all up because it was just a kingdom. I mean, a freaking Rockefeller was rocking. We're gonna do. I thought if you look back in my archives, I covered it, but maybe I'll do y'all a favor and do it again. I'll tell you, it's unbelievable. This man had cities, like whatever. Anyways, so they tried to borrow, is the point, from here, control everything, but own nothing. Okay, later for that. Thereby avoiding the payment of taxes. The evidence gathered during the investigation, including a search of Walton's office. I told you they coming. They're going to come. They're going to be coming. Established an intent and knowledge of the illegality of Walton's actions. Furthermore, the investigation revealed that the clients brought into this bogus trust scheme by Walton eventually had reason to know that the quote-unquote trusts were illegal, but continue to evade taxes in violation of law. Such evidence of fraudulent intent included documents warning against the quote-unquote abusive trusts and IRS alerts detailing why the abusive trusts were illegal. How many of y'all tried some processes and got a letter back from the State Department or whatever, and they're telling you this is fraud? Huh? That's what's happening. They're giving you heads up. So a lot of people are just taking it and saying, no, they're just trying to cover up. They're just trying to hide. Mm-mm. No, they ain't. They're telling you the truth. They're telling you the truth. You'll see in a moment. Walton is the last of 12 individuals prosecuted and convicted in federal court in West Virginia as a result of the IRS investigation into the use of abusive trusts to hide income. Walton, who is currently free on bond, will self-report to a designated federal institution. This case was prosecuted by Assistant United States Attorney Randolph J. Bernhard. The case was investigated by Internal Revenue Service, Criminal Investigation Division. What do y'all say about that? What do y'all say about that? The topic tonight, top secret, what Trump said. Because we gotta fix this. We gotta fix this. We gotta fix this. We gotta fix it. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. There's a right way and there's a wrong way. Again, just because someone has convinced you that that notice that you're getting from the state departments and from the state and all that kind of, the federal departments and the state departments, somebody convinced you that, we're getting close, because that's why they're telling you this is fraud, or this is why they're not answering, or they're not letting you file this and all that kind of stuff. Listen, y'all, let's talk. You can't be foreign to the United States. You can't be. I'm going to just say it like this. The only way you can be foreign to the United States is if you go through the process of expatriation and you get a judgment and a court order. You can become stateless. That's it. That is the only way. That's it. You cannot write an affidavit claiming that you are foreign to the United States. It does not work that way. An affidavit is prima facie evidence. It's just the way it appears on its face. It's just the document on its face. We're reading it and it says this, so why would we doubt it? But guess what? There's a such thing as the law. And the law trumps your affidavit. Plus the fact that your parents were born here, you were born here. You got a birth certificate, you got a driver's license, you got a social security card, you got an ID, you got an automobile registered to you, you got a residence, you got an address, you got aunties. All of that is also prima facie evidence that you are a citizen of the United States and of the state, or in the state in which you reside. That is all prima facie evidence. So you think you're going to write one affidavit to overcome the 18, 30, 40, 50, some of y'all 60 years of prima facie evidence that is established upon the record? It does not work that way. And anybody who tells you that it does, how can I say this nicely? They're lying. Maybe not intentionally, but they're lying. They're deceiving. Deceit is a whole lot of truth with just a speck of lie. That's all it takes. Remember Kool-Aid? Hey, Kool-Aid. Remember that? It didn't take much. You had a clear, crystal clear jug of water, and you put just a dab of of Kool-Aid, and it starts to turn that water pink or red. Just a little bit. That's by definition what deceit is, or being deceived. The whole thing sounds true, but there's just a speck, and that's just enough, as you saw here in this demonstration, the United States attorney. That's just enough. That's enough to get you hemmed up, because they're operating in trusts, right? So they got that. We know that trusts are real. People use them all the time, right? So some of that, like I said, a whole lot of truth, just enough lie. You cannot evade taxes. You cannot claim to be foreign. Well, you can claim to be foreign to the United States if you want to, but there's too much evidence against you. So much so that when you do it, they hardly even argue with you. They won't even argue with you. They'll just disregard what it is that you are claiming. They don't even answer you. That's how they're not worried about it, is how you should take that. So you can't be foreign to the United States. Okay. You can't. I'm just going to talk candidly for a moment, then we'll move on. You cannot take what belongs to Caesar, make it your own, steal it, claim it to be your own, claim the name, all that kind of stuff. You just cannot do it. You can't do it. It does not. These are creatures of state. They're creatures of state charter. The legal name itself, how many times have I proven that to you? By the POMS manual, Social Security Administration POMS manual. They clearly tell you that it is a translation of your given name and family name. It is something that is actually given to you from the state to give you a legal capacity in order to have recognition before the law. Why is that important? For the same reason that people are going to court and saying my natural rights, I'm a human, I have constitutional rights, and for that same reason. That's why it was important, because the judge is going to tell you quite plainly, sir, ma'am, do you need a competency evaluation? Do you even know where you are right now? Those claims that you're making, sir, makes you look like a lunatic. Remember, the state, why was the state created? Why were governments created? By average, ordinary people back in the 1700s. Why did we do it? Why did we create it? Why did we do it? For protection, right? For protection. Protect your rights, civil, political. It gave you civil and political rights as a member of the political community. It's a particular type of community. It's a political community. It's not a community of natural human beings. It's a political community. You know what politics are? Politics are the science, of government. In other words, it's a big experiment. Science means the study of a thing. Politics is merely the study of government. Now, govern means to control, and ment comes from the Latin mentes, which means the mind or head. So politics is merely the study of how to control the head. That's why they put together a two-party system, the Democrats and Republicans, because anything with two heads is a freak. I mean, it's a freak show. The world is a stage. That's why they always say you're acting in a capacity. You're acting. It's been replete throughout all of our existence. They've been saying we were in mask, persona. What's a persona? A mask that you wear. It's no different. Like I use the analogy now. When your wife or your girlfriend, when it's time to go to bed, after y'all been out in the public all day, she takes her mask off. Don't she takes her makeup off. Talking about, baby, she removing her face. Because she's done with the public. She only needs that for the public. She don't need it for you. You like the way her breath smells. You don't even care if it stinks. So she ain't got to impress you. She already got you. So anyways, it's a mask. It's a persona. Old Roman laws type stuff. Roman cult. You know, the old masquerade balls where they, you know, they held the stick right here. They had the mask. They covered, obfuscated their true identity. You know what I mean? That's all that was happening. We're just talking candid right now. Okay, I'll get to my lesson. Just absorb this. Just absorb this. I'm just having a candid talk with you. Okay, because this is wrong. This is all wrong. I gave you the demonstration. They got hemmed up. It was like 12, 13 of them. Got them. Now you got to do 5 years plus. Plus. What you laughing at, Victoria? Victoria, you cracking up, huh? All right, I'm being silly, but that's okay. That's okay. But the point is, you can't do that. You can't do that. I don't care who you are. I don't care what guru is here right now. I don't care. I'm gonna tell the truth. Now, come do something about it. Anyways, you can't do it. You cannot. What is Caesar's belongs to Caesar's. We created government for protection, and then we created, or the founding fathers created or wrote the Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution to protect us from the government that we created. Yeah. So the point is that the states, governments are all a type of artificial person. A type of artificial person. What does that mean exactly? They are given a grant to exist. They are, quote unquote, birthed by the will of man. They do not have an existence without our permission, is what I'm saying. Stan Lee, okay, Marvel Comics. None of the, well, whoever he created, okay, I don't want to disrespect any other authors or whatever, right, creators, but whatever entities or creations belong to him, they do not have anyone else's permission to exist. He brought them to life, and he has the power to destroy them. Because if he is the creator of Spider-Man, I don't know, don't come on, don't shoot me if I'm, you know what, I'm trying to make a point, okay? If he's not the creator of Spider-Man, give me a break, all right? I'm not feeling well, okay? Give me a break. If he's not the creator of Spider-Man, fine. But the point still stands. If he is the creator of Spider-Man, then he has exclusive and proprietary rights to make Spider-Man do whatever the hell he wants him to do. Makes sense? Makes dollars. And if he says, I'm going to kill off Spider-Man and I'm going to retain my rights to that franchise or whatever, and no, you cannot recreate it. Once I say it's dead, it's dead. You know, if he wanted to be like that. That's his prerogative. So goes the government, so goes the states, and all other artificial persons. They have founding fathers who said, we have an idea of what and how we want to run this show. And anybody is allowed to apply for U.S. citizenship, but it doesn't mean that everybody is going to get in. We are the founders. Okay? We are the founders. This is ours. Now, I don't want to argue with you about colonization and whether it's right and wrong and slavery. That's not the point. The point is there are founders. They wrote the script. They wrote the Constitution. It's theirs, at least in their eyes. You don't have to ever acknowledge it if you don't want to, but it ain't going to change nothing, because I can pretty much assure you your military ain't as big. You lose that one. You lose that one. Don't try it. So, with that being said, that's why you can't just come in here claiming whatever you want to claim. Okay? How's that working out for the Moors? I don't want to get into the argument whether they are legitimate, whether they are the what do they call it? Indigenous. That's not what I'm not even on that. I'm just asking you, how is that working out? Are they getting acknowledgement, recognition? Because the United States says, Now what you gonna do about it? Nothing. Nothing. We just gotta keep it real. Keep it real. Now, with that being said, so you don't have a right to travel in an automobile on the King's Highway. And I quite frankly, at this point in time, at this particular juncture, I've proven this hands down. And ain't nobody came to challenge me. So what you gonna do about it? Ain't nobody came to challenge me. I don't care how big they are. I called a bunch of people out. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. Why? Why? You don't have a right to travel. I don't care about a passport. I don't care about a passport card. I've disproved all of that. It don't work that way. How you going to use a DS-11 form, application form for a U.S. passport, and it clearly says that this application form is for U.S. citizens and nationals of the United States, both owing permanent allegiance to the United States. So let me ask you a question. How are you going to use the very document that was designed by the State Department of the United States to try to prove that you are foreign to the United States? I'll wait. How are you going to do that? Does that make sense to you? And so with that being said, then how are you going to use the product that you get from that, the passport card, that has your photo on it, that has your signature on it, all these indicting elements that provide the system with prima facie evidence that you are a United States citizen or a national of the United States. You're going to use the product of that to try to say to the officer that I am foreign to this, and therefore I'm not under your jurisdiction. And then the officer says, well, aren't you a citizen of the state? No, I'm not a citizen. You're not a citizen. That's weird, because I just looked you up. I don't have a driver's license. Yeah, but I just looked you up. There's a driver's license there. It's got your photo and everything. Are you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Do you even know where you at? You know what? Put your hands up here. Get out of the car. It reminded me of Mama, remember? You try to argue with Mama. Boy, if you get out the car. Grab you by it don't work. It don't work. It has not worked. All right, I'm gonna move on. But anyways, time to stop now. It's 2023. You want to know how to play the game the proper way, there's only one way to do it. Okay? Stop taking this stuff so literal or personal. No pun intended. These angry individuals who are disenfranchised through disinformation are just taking the game too serious. Does Donald Trump look like he's taking the game too serious? He's having fun. Do the Clintons look like they're taking this game serious? Do the Bushes look like they're taking this game? Does Oprah look like she's taking this game serious? Does Obama look like he's taking this game serious? They're living it up. They're having their best life. They're not stressing over this stuff, man. It's Shark Tank, man. They living it up. They're not taking this game that hard. Just people who don't get it, that this is in fact a game, that people think that, I mean, you got people ready to do some terroristic type acts because they just are pissed off at taxes. I don't want to pay tax. Do you understand? Okay, let's get to it, because this is what Trump said. Let's listen to what Trump said so I can help those of you. Don't go down that path. You ain't got to be upset about this. You ain't got to be upset. Just learn the game. Taxes is not the worst thing. The object is not to not pay any taxes. The object of the game is to be skillful at learning how to pay the least amount. That's the rules to the game. Caesar has to have his cut. Why? He freaking wrote it. He wrote the game. Sound unreasonable? They wrote the game. The founding fathers wrote the game. And they said, in order to keep the game going, we're going to need to collect a little bit of something. What you mad about? It was your family. Okay. It was your family that came over on the boat and said, there are no cats in America, or the streets are paved with gold, and there's milk and honey. We got to get over there. It was your family that made that choice and decision. The Bruce Lee story and all that. Get on the ship and come over 6 months on the water or something like that. Get over here, and they shine. They start at the very bottom of the society, washing dishes in the back of somebody's kitchen, making pennies, and they buckle down, go to college. They play the game, and they master it. That's why you see the foreigners, much respect, you see the foreigners, they don't come over here playing around in clubs and worried about how sharp they look and flossing, and they don't come over here doing that. They come over here and they got a plan. Within this amount of time, we're going to get our legacy, our name up to at least to this high. By the time I die, I'm going to get it at least to this high, so that my next of kin, my lineage, the next generation will be up here. Oh, you thought this was about you? No. Trusts are legacy builders. Estate planning. You are not planning for you. You are planning for your legacy. Do you know what your purpose is? I know most United States citizens don't know, because you're not taught this. Do you know what you're supposed to be doing? Let me demonstrate for you before we go on and talk to Trump. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him on in a minute. Y'all gonna trip. Watch this. Now, listen, watch this. You know what you're supposed to be doing? Let me show you. Let me show you what you're supposed to be doing. Let's go to, what did Mr. Rogers call it? Picture. Let's go picture. You know what you're supposed to be doing? Here, this is what you're supposed to be doing. From 18, daughter's been playing in my markers again, and they be drying them out. That's what they be doing. All right, let me show you what you're supposed to be doing. Supposed to. I said supposed to, as if it's spelled SPOSSED. No, it's supposed to be doing. So 18, right, to, let's say, well, actually, this should keep going. But let's say your generation, right, before you get old, decrepit, et cetera. Pops, don't take that personal. I'm not saying you're old and decrepit, but y'all get what I'm saying. You burnt out at this point. Not burnt out. Forgive me. I'm gonna get in trouble. 18 to 70, right? This is your time. Okay, so this is Courtney's time. Courtney Allen. Is this dark enough? This is my generation. This is my time. I'm supposed to be contributing to the future of my people, my family, right? So this was me. This is my time. That's help me out. 52 years. Is that 52 years? No, Yeah, that's 52 years. 52 years. This is my time to it's my time to shine. This is my time to shine. I'm supposed to be doing a whole lot between 18 or 16, maybe, but 18 to 70. That's 52 years to get stuff right. Figure 4 years at least of college. I still got another 48 years to do my thing. That's nothing. I'm trying to put the mindset in y'all because this is what it is. This is what it is. I'm gonna put you up on game. Look, you got 52 years. So you got 4 years in college, right? Some of y'all might get your master's, 8 years or 10 years or whatever it is, PhD, whatever, right? But that still pales in comparison to the amount of time you got to build your legacy. If you put in 10 years, you got 42 more years, and that's on that. You might live to 90. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So the point is, during your span of time, what did you do to contribute to your legacy? Because, so you think this 52 years is all about you. You think that. You don't believe that there's something after this. Huh? Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy now. Yeah. What I'm saying is, you don't believe there's something after this? Don't you know that you are more than this flesh suit? You do know that, right? I'll tell you what, look at your hand. How are you able to do that? If this is you, how are you able to look at it? Yeah, because there's more to this. Okay? You are more than just this flesh suit. This is just containing you. You ain't nothing but a glorified seed. What happens when you plant a seed in the earth? Just like your body gets planted in the earth when you transition. Something breaks forth, that seed, and then something comes out, don't it? That's what you are. So, anyways, pay attention, because this is you. You planted right here. 52 years. Now, ideally, let's say that you're here. I should have drew it. Okay. This is you right here, right? So you're supposed to be going in this direction. Stairway to heaven. Yeah, that's where it comes from. Okay, so this is you here. This is your time, right? I should have drew it right here. So this is my time, Courtney. Okay, I'm supposed to build my family up to the next level. So when I transition, now my Frankie, it's his turn. Now, if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, I have nothing to leave Frankie to build our stairway to heaven. His children need to have something to go. This is why trust is so important. This is the trust structure. This is what it's all about. It's not about you today. And most of us impoverished-minded folk grew up in the hood, ghetto, whatever. We were trying to survive. But look what it left us. How many of you had an inheritance? When mom, pops passed away, grandma passed away, did they leave you something? Besides dishes? That ain't funny. No, more than likely, no. They didn't leave, excuse me, they didn't leave you anything. Because they couldn't. They were too busy surviving. That's impoverished. That's called generational curses. What do you think it's called when Rockefeller, Trump, and them leave stuff for their children? You think that's a curse? No. That's like generational blessing. They got a higher plateau to start on. You talk about privilege. Silver spoon, born with a silver spoon in your mouth. That's what's happening. But it ain't their fault. They know how to play the game. So of course they're going to leave something for their family. This is what we need to be on, y'all. You're supposed to be using your time to build to the next level. And when you want to experience hell, I'll tell you what hell is. I'll tell you what hell is. You know what hell is? It's being in an eternal form after you transition, and being able to be cognizant of your next generation and watching them suffer and be subjected to poverty living, and you can't do anything about it. You had your turn because you're really living through them. That's what they say. Your name goes on. My name goes on. You're supposed to be setting your future, and you will enjoy heaven, eternity in heaven, watching your family ascend, 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 ascend. Yeah, you see it in the forefathers, the foremothers, right? They talk about it, Black Panther, or all these. They're showing, all those people that went before you. Okay, you dishonor them. You don't leave anything. Some families, I'm gonna just be real with you. Some families do this. Watch this. Some families do this. If I leave for my son, right? Because I have the knowledge, right? So I leave for mine, and then mine, he loses the education. He don't do nothing with it. And for 100 years or more, my name is mud. Just a plateau because Frankie didn't do what the hell I had taught him to do. He did not carry on the message into the future so that his children, you see, and then it can get worse. You can go this way. It can get worse. Your name could be eradicated and erased. What a dishonor. Everybody that went before you, no eternal bliss, no life, no, you see what I'm saying? Let it not be said about you. Let it not be said. We have to think these things through. It's deeper than this existence here. It's way deeper. All right. I don't know who I'm talking to, but this is what trust is really about. Okay. Let's get to Mr. Trump. Let's get to Mr. Trump. All right. I gotta blow my nose. All right. Here we go. Let's look at the comment section real quick. Yep. Absolutely. Victorious. The game of Monopoly. That's all it is. All right. Victoria says, so why has people said that taxes are voluntary and we aren't obligated to pay? Because they're ignorant. They are voluntary. Just like citizenship is voluntary. You know that, right? Citizenship is voluntary. So is child support. How's that working out? That doesn't mean that you aren't obligated just because it's voluntary. That's not what that means. The two can exist at the same time. You can have volunteered for something and still be obligated or have a duty. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You can voluntarily enter into a contract, and then that other party depended upon the agreement that you signed voluntarily. They didn't force you. They didn't put a gun in your head, did they? No. They just presented. Hey, would you mind doing me this favor? And it'd be a great thing that you do there. And you'd be like, yeah, sure, I'll volunteer to do that for you. No problem. Okay. Let that person walk away, and you didn't do what you said you were going to do. They have a cause of action. They can sue you. Oh, yes. You better look it up, because they depended upon your word, and your word is your bond. That's how the law works. They could go and make an argument and say, and you're going to sit there and say, well, I didn't have to do it. I volunteered to do it. How you going to try to? No, it don't work that way in law. No. All right, let's get to Mr. Trump here. Stay tuned. Here we go. Let's see. Any more comments? Go ahead and put them in the chat. Because then I'm probably going to, after Mr. Trump, then we'll probably get out of here. They can freeze your accounts. You don't even have to be in court for that to happen. So, yeah, the IRS can freeze your accounts. Absolutely, absolutely, because of your status. You took citizenship, so that comes with the government obligations, all the agencies of the government. It comes with the state in which you reside. That's all you volunteered for citizenship. So everything else comes along with it. That's the problem. That's what people aren't understanding. Is that the end of the line? Is that the end of the world? No. You just have to know how to play the game. You see Trump trying to defect, trying to be foreign to the United States? No. He's playing the game. You win some, you lose some. How many times did he file bankruptcy? 9, 10 times. That's because he must know something about bankruptcy, right? Yeah, you cut that thing dead and start a new one. Remember, they're artificial persons. Why would you care? It's dead already. It can't, right? They're artificial persons. Cut that sucker loose and get another one. That's what he's doing. They're not afraid of doing that. They're using those processes. That's what the government, that's what it's there for. When you're underwater and you can't get air, you can't breathe, cut that baby loose, make a new one. Yeah, IRS and state. Yeah, they both do it. They can freeze your accounts. Yep, they ain't even go to court. And then your bank will dump you because you're a liability. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's get to this real quick. I wanted to show y'all this. Thank you, Victoria. What about keeping our driver's license, Social Security, etc.? Some people get rid of them. Should we not do that? Victoria, because you are faithful here, I'll tell you matter of factly, 150,000%. Don't do it. Don't do it. You need to keep the legal recognition. That's that. You know where the Bible says if you don't take the mark that you will not be able to buy, sell, or trade? Okay. Don't give up your driver's license, your Social Security card or number, or you won't be able to buy, sell, or trade. Unless you got some close friends or something that are living off the grid and they'll break you off a chicken bone or something like that. But you give all that up, United States industries can't mess with you. They can't mess with you. Why? They are United States business entities themselves. Therefore, they are registered with the state. Therefore, they're regulated by the state. They take their existence because they're creatures of the state. How can they do business with somebody that they don't have permission to do business with? Try to form a foreign trust and try to open a bank account in the United States. See what happens. Try it. No, you don't give your stuff away. Let me demonstrate it for you, real simple and plain, because this seems to be winning out. This saves my energy and my breath here. You see this? So let's look at the question. Let's look at the question. What about keeping your driver's license, Social Security card? Okay. If you want to play this game, you must use the elements, the pieces that this game affords you. You cannot come and bring your own pieces into this game. You can't come and bring your own fiat currency into this game. It has its own dollar system, its own fiat currency system, right? And fiat just means it has value that the government says. The government determines what the value is, and we believe in it in order to keep it alive. Okay. And so Uh, same thing here. If you found the dollars in this game value less, like this ain't worth anything, and I don't even want to play this game because it's phony, it's fake. The money's fake. We all know that. But to play the game, we act as if it spins. You feel what I'm saying? That's what fiat currency is. That's what the Federal Reserve, they print this, blah, 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 blah. That's all it is. We make it alive, like a boogeyman. We do that. Is the boogeyman real? No. We make it real. Freddy Krueger, what were they showing you in that movie? Freddy Krueger, only in the dream world, only in the dream state, but you're supposed to be woke. Freddy Krueger can't get you while you woke, right? You got to use the pieces of the game. Now, it's called a game. So why would you take it serious? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Don't give your stuff away. You don't have to. You were given those pieces so that you could pull up to the table and play. Now, where's the problem come in? The problem comes in when you pull up to the table to play, but you haven't read the directions, and so you keep losing, and because you keep losing, you get mad. You get mad at the game. That's what I'm saying. People, you could tell the people who are ignorant of the system and how it really functions, check their temperament about it. They're only mad because they too lazy to read the instructions. So I'm tired of my big brother beating me. He always wins. He never lets me win. That's how we sound to the elite. They never let us win. Spoiled people, privileged people, they never let it. Why can't they just let us win sometime? Sound familiar? And they're looking at us just like that. Because all you got to do is read the instructions to the game, and you'll find out just how easy this thing really is. All right, with that being said. Victoria. Okay, last question for right now. What about discharging debts with fiat currency or paying them with lawful money, which is gold and silver? They can't take gold and silver. Ooh, you gonna make me go there? Y'all gonna make me go there. Y'all believe that bankruptcy thing, huh? Y'all believe that bankruptcy thing, huh? The United States is bankrupt, and therefore, listen, y'all, it don't work like that. I'm not even gonna go too deep into that. But Victoria, they cannot take gold and silver. There was a whole reason why they unpegged the gold and silver from the dollar, the U.S. dollar. Okay, it was a system, and it was a plan and a scheme, and it worked, and it created and made in us the most powerful nation because we fooled every other nation into giving us their real gold in exchange for some paper money. Gotcha. Got them. That's how we became a world power. Do I need to say any more? So today, because of the growth of this democracy, right? Not the Republican form of government, we have metastasized into something completely different because, as Benjamin Franklin said, we weren't able to keep it because we like creature comforts, and the government just put that carrot out there and we were like, yes, please. And so we just waived our Republican form of government. It was quite simple. Just like walking up to the money exchange and just, here, take my gold and silver. You said that you were going to give me some fiat? That sounds pretty good to me. Take this heavy gold and silver. It's too heavy for me. Here, take it. I'll take your paper. It's much lighter. And we walked away from the Republican form of government. Because if you don't have land, and you don't have an estate, and you don't have gold, and you don't got silver, you can't be quote unquote sovereign. Don't. You can't be a king. You can't be a queen if you have no sustenance. You got it? Picking up what I'm putting down? And so that's what we did. We walked away. We waived or handed over quite gently our estates and became subjects of the states. We lost the estates. Now all we have is the states. You get it? Okay. So you can't use gold and silver anymore. Not here, because they can't even recognize it because it's legitimate. They don't want you to have they don't want you to have precious metals that have their own and have inherent value. They don't. Why would they want that? The whole point was to get the world hooked on its fiat currency so that they could stay the world power. Why would they want you to have something that has inherent value? Intrinsic value. So no. But to answer the first part of your question, and then I got to get to Donald Trump here. He's waiting. You waiting? I'll be right there. Hold up. Look, okay, last question for right now. What about discharging debts with fiat currency? We are not in the banking game. We barely have gotten the fundamentals of this system. I don't think nobody that I have rubbed elbows with should be dealing with any 1099s. Because quite frankly, nobody has this yet. Nobody's got this yet. You shouldn't be trying to discharge nothing. You shouldn't be filing no UCC1 claims because ain't nobody out here acting as a competent banker and doing this thing the right way. I know one individual who has impressed me since I came upon him. And I still got to dig into that a little bit. So I'm not going to pull him out there. After I dig into him, if I find gold, I will share that gold. But I ain't going to dig into him yet. I ain't dug into him yet. So I ain't going to talk about it yet. But believe me, my Patreon subscribers, they'll be first to know. Once I do my homework, I'm not going to recommend somebody that. But it looks good. I'll tell you that. It looks good. Young boy, young man. But I'll dig into it. But anyways, don't worry about discharging no debt. That's not the game. That's not the way to play the game. We got to learn the basic fundamentals. Okay. All right. Got to learn the basic fundamentals. Don't run before you can walk, and don't walk until you crawl, and then, don't put the cart before the horse. All those cliches. The only thing you need to be concerned about is know thyself, okay? And understand that it's not about per se entities as much as it is about capacities. Okay, I've given you Stilches versus Rico. I've explained to you over and over again that how the law sees the individual capacity and the representative capacity. And once you get that down, then you'll start to look for the contrasting rights of each. Okay, and then you have those fundamentals. Go get a court order, get a judgment, true status correction. If you need to know more on that, you'll have to consult me for a private consultation because I'm not putting that one out there. But you can also join me over at the Patreon and I can show you, all right? Or have a private consultation, your choice. Let's get on to Mr. Trump, okay? Here's what you need to hear. All right, let's do this. Thanks. I appreciate you all for dealing with me and my voice and this congestion. I hate saying my. It's not my congestion. It's this congestion. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Here we go. Let's do this. Listen up, y'all. Listen up. Listen up. Listen up. No T-Pain, not you.
Being rich is, when you think about it, just a state of mind. Well, that and a whole lot of money. Donald Trump is rich. Now, he may not be $8 billion rich like he says he is, but everyone pretty much agrees he's billions rich, which, as a licensed rich analyst, means you have a lot of money. Trust me, I'm a professional.
I'm really rich. I never went bankrupt, by the way, as you know, everybody knows. I built an unbelievable, some of the greatest assets in the world, very little debt, tremendous cash flow, tremendous.
Everyone just sort of assumes that people who make a lot of money also pay a lot of money to the government in taxes. And in most cases, they do. If you make more than $500,000 or your family makes more than $600,000, you paid a 37% income tax in 2019, which is a lot of cash. Again, trained rich analyst at work here. But not all wealthy people pay a lot of taxes. In fact, some pay none at all. Quote, "We don't pay taxes. Only the little people pay taxes," hotel owner and businesswoman Leona Helmsley once infamously said. Now, one of those no tax rich people happens to be the current president of the United States. We don't know all of the details of Donald Trump's past tax returns because, well, he's the first major presidential candidate and president to refuse to release any of those documents. Trump and his administration have made any number of excuses for why they keep his taxes secret, from the fact that he claims to be under audit, which would make it a really long audit, to the ridiculous notion that people wouldn't understand his returns because they're too complex.
I don't think Congress, particularly not this group of congressmen and women, are smart enough to look through the thousands of pages that I would assume that President Trump's taxes will be.
All of that is to say this: we have no definitive view of Trump's financial life, including how many years he has paid zero in taxes. But there are lots of reasons to believe that Trump hasn't paid personal income taxes for a whole bunch of years. So let's start here. How does one go about not paying taxes? Well, the first way is to not make very much money. If you earn under $12,000 as an individual or $24,000 as a couple, you have a 0% tax rate, meaning you pay nothing. And the second way to do it is Trump's way. Take full advantage of the massive loopholes in the tax code for businesses and, in particular, real estate developers. So the details here are complicated. It has to do with perceived depreciation of commercial real estate and the ability to write off mortgage and interest payments. But it all amounts to this: Trump can declare significant revenue losses through his businesses, which in turn would allow him to avoid paying any personal income taxes. The theory is that you don't pay taxes if you make less than $0 in a year. But these losses Trump's declaring aren't real. They exist on paper, but because of the way the real estate industry works, they don't.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Aren't actually real losses. They're just on paper. Okay.
Don't amount to actual financial money losses in the long run. Here's a real life example of how this all works. On Trump's 1995 personal income tax return, which the New York Times got their hands on, Trump declared $916 million in losses. Now, let's say he earned, on average, $50 million in each subsequent year. That would mean that for the next 18 years, Trump wouldn't have had to pay any taxes at all. None. And we know that Trump paid little or no taxes for 2 years in the late 1970s. In applying for a casino license in 1981, Trump told regulators that he had reported a negative $3.8 million in income for 1978 and 1979 combined, a move that allowed him to pay no taxes those 2 years. Pressed on that fact by Hillary Clinton during a 2016 presidential debate, Trump not only confirmed the lack of tax payment, but reveled in it.
He had to turn them over to state authorities when he was trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So
that makes me smart.
Then there's this. The New York Times got a hold of tax return information for Trump from 1985 through 1994. In that period, he reported losses of more than $1 billion. That's more, according to the Times, than any other single American taxpayer lost over the same time period. And in that same decade, Trump didn't pay any taxes in 8 of the 10 years, not one dime. So Trump has been at turns dismissive and defensive when asked about these years when he paid zero taxes. Quote, "Welcome to the real estate business," he wrote in an email to Politico in 2016 in response to a story that he may have paid no personal income taxes for several years in the 1990s. During that debate with Clinton in 2016, Trump insisted he pays, quote, "tremendous numbers of taxes," adding, quote, "I pay tax and I pay federal tax too," end quote. Put the spin and non-answers aside and you're left with this fact. Trump has repeatedly taken advantage of loopholes within tax law to pay no personal income taxes. Now, what he has done isn't illegal, and it may not even hurt him politically, since no one thought that they were electing an angel when they chose Trump over Clinton in 2016. But there is something very incongruous about the billionaire president of the United States paying $0 in taxes over an extended period of years. And that is the point.
All right. So there you have it. Obviously, he knows the secret. And if he knows the secret, then you can know it. There's a way to do this. Now, I gave you a demonstration of how to do it, how they did it incorrectly in the first instance with the guy over in Virginia who's doing 12 years or whatever, or doing 5 years or 6 years, whatever. You see the incorrect way of doing it. He was commingling and conflating funds. Okay, corporations that were supposed to have revenue were being robbed because they are entities. They are persons in law. And so you cannot take that which belongs to the corporation and make it your own and try and hide it in a bank account or in your own trust or something like, and try and transfer it out. You know, you can't do that. Everything has to be reported. As you saw, Trump is reporting losses, but he's still reporting. There has to be accounts payable, accounts receivable. It is currency. Therefore, there has to be current. For there to be current, there has to be positive and negative. That's what the IRS is looking for when they do their audits and investigations. If there's money that comes in, there better be something that goes out, and vice versa. There has to be currency. Current. That's what it is. So I'm not going to get deep into that. I do want to have BB Productions on perhaps on our next show. And she's quite proficient in the area of CFO-ness. And that's going to be a gift for you. For anybody that has a business or has a trust going and, you know, needs some, you know, the financial accounting type of knowledge, she can make it pretty simple for you. So we'll work on getting her on so that, you know, we can add that element to you. How about that? How's that sound? We'll do that. But I gave you quite a bit to think about. I didn't intend to stay on this long. I should be in bed. I got to get up at 3 for work, 3 a.m. But I just wanted to put that caution out there. If you did not catch it, please watch. Please watch this again. I put a pretty nice warning for you in the front end of the video. But there is a right way and there is a wrong way to do this. If you are thinking about doing a trust, first of all, don't worry about being foreign to the United States. It's not going to work. It's not going to fly, and it's going to hurt you. Do everything legitimately by the law. Have a legally protectable interest, meaning whatever the statutes say, that's what you should be doing. You have to look at this as a game. I'm telling you, as serious as, you know what? Look at it as a game. Do not take this seriously. Look at Donald Trump. Look what you just see on the stage. He's having the time of his life, joking, cutting. You know what I'm saying? He's just having the time of his life. Oh well, I did. Oh well, I'm good at it. It makes me smart. This is a game, y'all. And I can't stress that enough. You don't take anything else away from here. Take that. It's a game. So we can work together on this. There are strategies. Okay, we do have strategies. We have in-house strategies. I offer, consultations all the time. But number one, the fundamental basis is it's the status issue. Okay, I'm just tired of saying status correction. That's such a cliche now. Nobody out here doing none of it the right way, and I'm not just saying that in comparison to what I'm doing. I'm just saying they're not. You can't have status correction without a court order. An affidavit doesn't do it. Your assertions on paper, documents, filing, or passport documents, and all that that does not change your status. It doesn't. You must, in the legal order, in positive law, there is only one branch of government that can make a determination regarding your status and standing. There's only one. They have the power and the delegation of authority under the Constitution. Number one, you ain't foreign to the United States. And number two, there's only one branch of government that can hit the gavel and say, this is this, and that's it. There is no other way. I can tell you like this, you ain't gonna go to the House of Representatives and the Senate and I am foreign to this. I need you to change the law to make it such this and thus it is. You're not going to do that. You know you're not going to do that. So quit playing. You're not going to do it. You have your day in court and you can have that matter adjudicated. But you better come with them facts. And an affidavit ain't facts. It ain't going to do it. Affidavit is prima facie evidence until rebutted. We've been doing this all wrong. I'm just letting you know. If you want to get on the right road, straight street, whatever you want to call it, you're in the right place. Let's do this. Hit me up for a consultation. I appreciate you all for being here. Let me look at the comment section before we get out of here. Bishop McBone is in the building. All right. Fred Mitchell gives us a thumb up. Bishop McBone says, KnowledgeWell Media, good evening, brother. Good evening to you. Thank you for being here. It's called tax avoidance. Yeah, tax avoidance is proper. Tax evasion is not. Trump's real estate properties and corporate trusts pay the taxes for him. They are separate entities. Later for that, you can hit me up for a consultation. BB Production says every state has its own set of loopholes, aka write-offs. Simple research for your specific situation, and a lot of write-offs are better than tax evasion. I'm saying. Again, we're gonna have BB Productions on here, and she can lay it out for you. All right. She does a lot of CFO work for 5-6 different companies. So she's back, and she does it privately for her, her own business. So we're gonna have her on here. Look for that announcement, and at that point in time, you can ask your financial questions, and for educational purposes, we'll have that discussion. Okay, I'll let you know when I'll have her on. It'll be soon, maybe not Sunday. Maybe we'll do a special show. All right. BB Production says you want tax avoidance, not tax evasion. Correct. Bishop McBone says, KnowledgeWell Media, bro, I ordered my copy of Black's Law Dictionary from Amazon today. Awesome. Which edition? KnowledgeWell Media, I will get a paid consultation from you before I start my own private investigator, personal protection, and instructor business. Hey, congratulations, man. Congratulations. I can't wait. I will make it a point to be on with you all ASAP. The case stated at the beginning of this live was doing trust and corporate taxes completely wrong, and they got caught. Correct. Yep, the judicial branch. You're right, Bishop McBone. And Victorious Victoria says, Bishop McBone, I love my dictionary. Ain't it? Ain't there? A lot of power. A lot of power in them books. A lot of power. Power just in touching them. All right, with that being said, I'm going to let you all go. It's 9:09 Central Standard Time. Really appreciate you for being here. Thank you all. Love seeing the numbers up. Makes me feel good. And make sure, let's get that support up. We're gonna be, a lot of things are coming down the pipe. So stay tuned. Don't lose heart. We are making moves. We do have remedy. I'm having a real tough time keeping my mouth closed. I want to share. I'm going to talk to my last consultation to see if he will allow me to share the last consultation. I assure you, if he allows me to share the video in its entirety, it's going to be put up on Patreon, and it's going to single-handedly kill the game. Kill the game. I mean, slaughter the game. Okay? Kill the game. I'm just saying. I'll let you know. I'll talk to him. I'll send him a message tomorrow. And so look out for that on my Patreon subscriber. If you are not a Patreon subscriber right now, is a very good time, because when that video drops, after I talk to him tomorrow, it's on and cracking. It's on and cracking. We have remedy, and it's time to apply. We have it. Come on over. If you're not a member of the Patreon, listen to me. Do it. You do not want to miss this video drop. And to all my Patreon subscribers and to all my KnowledgeWellians, you're welcome. You're going to see what I'm talking about in a moment. I'm sure even if he says I can't, then what I'll do is I'll cut it up in such a way that he won't be in it. But I don't think he's going to have a problem with it. We drop, oh my God. All I got to do is it's going to explain everything. Clearly explain everything. All right. So hopefully I'll get that out. Maybe today is what, Wednesday? So Thursday, maybe Friday, Saturday, maybe something like that. So I'll let you know. I'll put something big up, like I'll put something big up. All right. Yes, big plans ahead. The invention I told you about, that the app I had developed, is due to be finished in December. Big things, big, huge, as Trump would say, big, huge. Yeah, we're making moves. All right, big plans ahead. Yep. No telling the secret sauce. All right, mum's the word. Good night. Thank you, Victoria, for being here. 777. Thank you. Peace and blessings to you as well. Okay. All right. Yep. All right. Love and light. All right. With that being said, love you all. Have a good night. Now you've been made good. Have a good night. Yeah. And now you've been made free. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Hey, you better get closer right here. KnowledgeWell Media. Trust me on that. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.
liking, subscribing, and sharing our YouTube channel, KnowledgeWell Media, or by going to our Square site at knowledgewell-media.square.site and perusing over the available content and information. Also by submitting your email at the bottom of the Square site page in the Stay in the Loop section to receive priority information, specials, and other insider details. Or by signing up for a 1-hour consultation to tailor your specific educational needs in beginning your journey. You may do so at the aforementioned Square site, once again at knowledgewell-media.square.site.